DZONGKHA, and I am your host Choden with another fun-filled episode of Do You Know Your Child? Parents serve as models not only through direct interactions with their children, but through the examples they set with their attitude and behavior within the family and in the outside world. By addressing their concerns, sharing their lives, and maintaining a constructive perspective, parents can be sure they're excellent role models for their children. In our last show, we had some commitments made. Let's take a look at them.
Last week, I committed myself saying that I'm not going to shout at my Desel. As I realized that's not the most appropriate way to deal with her, I don't usually do, but sometimes it happened maybe because of stress at work, or maybe she nags a little too much. The better ways that I can think instantly is like rewarding her whenever I want her to listen to me, and then if that works, maybe I will stick with that. Okay, 4 plus 2 is the question.
6.
Huh?
6.
4 plus 2 is 6. How did you get
4
that? Oh.
plus 2.
Oh,
1,
wow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Can you please write it down? Wow, you got a very interesting way to find the answer. Okay.
People inherit parenting skills through knowledge from past experiences and current situations. However, adversity faced by many parents can disrupt these parenting skills from being transferred to their kids. Nonetheless, working on these parenting skills can help parents and their children face these situations with courage and determination, thereby protecting themselves and their future generation from any potential harm or destruction. Let's see which family we have today.
My name is Tshering, and I am Gelek Yangzom's father. So very happy to participate in Do You Know Your Child, organized by the Bhutan Broadcasting Service. Thank you very much, and hello to everyone out there.
Hi, this is my room, and this is where my sisters sleep, but when they're not here, I sleep here. And this is my bags, and this is my book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Judy Moody, and again Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I have all the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, but they're not here because I gave some away.
You really need to focus on 3 things: unconditional love, communication, and criticizing the behavior rather than the child. Instead of comparing your child to someone else's and worrying that yours is coming up short, parents should be celebrating their differences and reinforcing their strengths. Let's welcome our first participant and ask later his daughter the same 10 questions and tally their answers. Welcome to our show. Do you know your child?
I do.
And what are some ways you make sure you know your child?
Well, to spend time with her as much as possible, and to try and be there, especially I think when they are down, when they're not feeling too well. Either it could be peer pressure, it could be pressure from studies, homework, or some fallout with their friends. I think these are some little moments where I feel that are best spent with your child, and you get them to know better.
I see. And now you have 3 daughters.
Yes.
All ranging from the eldest going to the college,
Yes.
and the youngest still in her 3rd grade, right?
Yep.
Now, how do you as a father, do you have to ever feel like you have to put on different shoes with these different daughters when you communicate with them?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do get a lot of help from my wife, their mom.
Yes,
I think she has been very instrumental in parenting. I think in terms of parenting skill and the amount of time that a parent could spend with their kids. Hats off to her. Of course, both of us have been fairly busy like any other, all other parents. But in my case, she has helped me a lot in terms of how to communicate with them. Because of the age differences, as you mentioned, it does take a little bit of role changing. With the eldest, now, it's more in terms of how she's adjusting in her college and what her career choice is going to be. And then also trying to make sure that you're not too intrusive on, what she's deciding.
Yes.
In any case, I think it's very difficult for us to convince them and make them listen to you.
Oh, yeah.
And for the middle one, I think there's always that syndrome that the eldest one has been the eldest one and the youngest one gets all the attention.
Yes.
So therefore, where do I fit in between?
Yeah.
And I think those are some of the challenges which even, as old as we are, or as old as I am especially, it is always difficult to really learn and get that experience.
Yes.
And with Gaelic, I think in some ways, one thing that as we have matured as parents is that I especially know that how much I missed out on the other elder too when they were growing up. So therefore, I sort of, go down to their level, to at least Gaelic's level, and try to play with her and be involved as much as possible with her dolls and what her favorite things are. And I think that was not possible with the two elder ones. So in terms of communication, I do admit that it has been, a big difference on the way how I communicated with each and every one of them at this point in time, and also when they were at this stage, when they were 5 years old and 8 years old. It has been very different, and I think that's one of the reasons why we find our youngest one so special, I think, again, like all other parents.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And now, like you've mentioned, the age gap, you have to change on your hats or your shoes, let's say, when you talk with them. But was the age gap, my question is, was the age gap planned? And if so, why? If not, but still, why? Do you feel that it's a challenge, or is it reassuring for a parent to have big age gaps between your children?
Well, in terms of age gap, it was not planned as such. I suppose we were just lucky that it happened that way, and it is in a way worked out well because that gives you enough time for parents to first give your attention and learn the parenting skill with the first child, and then with that lessons that you can apply it to the middle one, and of course by the third child, I don't know whether you can call yourself expert or you're still trying to learn.
Somewhere there,
yes, but it is reassuring because we believe that we have done a fairly good job with the first one and the middle one, so therefore. What we are doing
third
with
one's a
Gaelic,
perfection.
yes, with Gaelic, we do try to be perfect in terms of how good a parent we are.
And now the rules. We have 10 questions about your daughter, and I'm going to ask you the 10 questions first. Then we're going to have Gaelic come over, and then I'll ask the same 10 questions to her, and then later tally the answers, and that'll be your score. All right? Okay, without any further delay, let's go into the questions. Your first question is, what makes your daughter sad?
I would say when she has a fallout with her friends. From my experience, the way I see is when she comes back from school, some of the instances that she shares with you, she seems to be really bothered by those things. So I would say definitely that if say for example, her best friend has not been, in talking terms with her, or her best friend likes somebody else.
Yeah.
She tends to take it quite seriously. So I would say that definitely follow to the friends.
Okay. And how do you solve that, or how do you help?
Well, it's difficult. Of course, one can always brush off and say that, it happens with everybody, and at all ages. But you do feel for them. I mean, because I think it does have an impact on,
Of course,
not only on the mood but also on their confidence level. Because when they feel that they are, they're not able to bond with their friend or best friend, I think it is a concern for the parents. So the way I try to deal with that is, of course, try to sort of share the same experience that we have had when we were small growing up. So that tends to sort of, she'll say, oh yes, my dad has also gone through the same problem. Actually, she definitely, after telling my story, she thinks that I've gone through worse problems.
I see. That's
So I think that's one way to do it. The other thing is also if you have similar stories on her friends on what had happened, I think that also helps. And the third thing is to try and convince her that she is special in her own way,
Yes.
and friends will have their moods, and so it's not necessarily that if somebody is not willing to share their book or share their meals for that particular day. It doesn't mean that he or she doesn't like you forever. It's just that particular moment, that day, she or he happens to be with somebody else. So you have to accept that.
okay. All right. Okay. Here's the question number 2. How much did your daughter score in her last maths exam?
I would like to be the give an optimistic guess. Maybe 91%.
91%. Okay. All right. Question number 3. What does your daughter like to take for her pack lunch?
Mostly simple rice and kewatasi.
Okay. All right. Is she fussy over food?
Not really. She's very good with food, actually.
Okay.
She's very good.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Question number 4. If she could paint her room, what color would it be?
I've been used to seeing her room all pink, but now I'm sure she wants to move it to gold and blue.
Oh, okay. Gold. All right.
Graduating.
Question number 5. What would you do? Here's the situation. If you are busy discussing something with a friend or a visitor, and your daughter comes running wanting to talk to you about something very serious, what is your reaction to it?
The reflex tends to be always, look, we are talking here, but we have changed that attitude, I think, over course of time, especially after having 3 kids. So now, whenever they sort of barge in, you excuse yourself from the person that you're having conversation with and say that, just give me a minute. And then you talk to her. And if it's really serious, then, then you know that you have to give her your attention.
Okay.
If not, then you say, Gilek, would you mind, let me finish my
Okay.
conversation with, with auntie or uncle, and then get back to you. So that has been a change that we have inculcated in our behavior as well. And with Gilek and our kids, we really didn't have that much of a problem. I'm sure, from what I hear, it's more with the boys because they're more aggressive,
Oh, yeah.
they're more,
Impatient.
yeah,
too.
spontaneous,
they
and
yes.
they want answers now, they want to get it done now. But with my girls, they've been fairly good that way.
I
So
see.
we sort of, if they're really urgent, then...
So the first thing you do is you do try
Oh,
to
yeah, we
listen
have to
to
talk
them,
to them, yes.
and see
Yes,
if
yes.
it's really serious or if
Right.
it can be attempted next.
Right.
Okay,
And
all right.
also because I think after 1 or 2 such instances, then we also come to an understanding. The child also knows that, if the grown-ups are talking, unless it's very serious, I should not barge in.
I see.
So you have that kind of understanding developed with them, I think.
Okay, all right. Question number 6. What time does she go to bed?
It's school days, weekdays, not later than 9 to 9:30, because she takes about half an hour to an hour to read. She likes reading a lot. But on the weekends, I do tend to sort of give her that freedom of staying up. I won't mention time. But,
Okay, all
she,
right.
she stays late.
Okay, so but
stays
during the
late.
weekends, do you have to at all say go to bed, or is she?
Well, we make it a point, say by 8:30, make sure that she has her dinner. And normally she lingers around, and then we have to remind her. But otherwise she's off, and because she knows that she gets a time to read
I see.
after 8:30 to 9.
Okay, all right. Question number 7. If you could buy your child anything in the world, what would be your child's first choice? Not your choice, but your child's first choice.
I think at this point in time, all the Monster High dolls. I don't know.
All right, the
But,
obsession.
yeah, for Gelek, I know is that. And then, if really possible, her dream trip is to Disneyland, Florida.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't know where she watched it, in the National Geographic Channel
Yeah.
or somewhere. But she's really hung up on that.
Okay, so the first one's the monster dolls.
Dolls, yeah.
And then the Disney trip.
Yeah.
Question number 8. What gift from you does your child cherish the most?
I would like to believe is the doll houses that we make together. I'm
Oh,
not too sure.
you build it
Yes,
together?
we build it. I'm not too sure, but that's
Okay.
my answer.
All right, you build it out of scratch?
Yeah, but out of card boxes and
Yeah.
some small planks, not really elaborate ones.
Okay, all
We
right.
do that.
All right. Question number 9. Which chore does your child dislike most? From the following, that is clearing the table, cleaning their room, or helping you in the kitchen, or folding her clothes.
Folding her clothes.
Okay, she does not like that.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have sort of an understanding and even a contract. I know we are not supposed to have any contract with the minors.
Yeah.
But she does. I mean, she initiates the contract, so
Yeah.
so it's really a sort of a fun thing.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things that includes is for her allowances, she has to fold her clothes and tidy her thing, because that's something she always tends to rely on her help.
Oh,
She
okay.
always calls her help, calls her mom, and So that's something.
So she does it
Yeah.
for the allowance.
Yeah. Now I hope she does it. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So that, I would say that's the thing.
But
that
she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is your last question here. When does your child prefer to do her homework? Right after school, after dinner, or before bedtime?
Only when I ask her.
Okay.
I haven't really observed any particular time where she sort of, I think at this age they needs to be reminded. I have to be very honest with you.
But
No,
when
she-
is did you ever feel like there was an easy? Is there an easier time for her to do her homework, or?
Well, I think just the way our schedules are. Now I try to make sure that I'm home, at least before, not before it's too late. So I would say maybe 6 to 7.
Okay.
Because
so
after
that
that,
will be
that would be the
before dinner.
Yeah, before dinner. Yeah.
Okay.
After dinner is too late. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with this, you have finished up with all the 10 questions in here. Now let's have Gallic over. We've just finished talking with the dad. Now we have the daughter with us. Gallic, welcome to the show.
My name is Galek Younglam Tshering. I go to Juk School. I'm in class 3B and I'm 8 years old.
You're 8 years old. Okay, Gallic. How old are your sisters?
I think 17 and 14.
Next time I'm going to do a show with the name, Do You Know Your Sisters? And that answer is going to get you into trouble. Okay, now I have a question, big question for you. You have 2 older sisters, right? How does it feel being the little one in the family?
It feels nice.
It feels nice. Do they pamper you a lot?
Yeah, but they tease me a lot. Also.
They tease you a lot. Do I?
Like, they call me fat. And
No, fat's cute. Fat's the new cute. You know that, right? Right? Do you think skinny people are cute? No, right? Let's be honest now, right?
okay.
Okay. All right. So, Gallic, I just asked your dad 10 questions about who?
Me.
You, yes. Okay, and now it's your turn, all right? Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
Great. Question number 1, Gallic. What makes you very sad?
When my father scolds me,
Okay, why do you think he scolds you?
because of my studies.
Studies. Are you bad in your studies? Do you think you're bad? No? But he wants to make you improve, right? He wants you to do better, right? There's always room for improvement. So maybe that's why, all right?
Okay.
Question number 2. How much did you score in your last math test?
80 something.
80?
I don't know.
So 80 something? Are you sure it's in 80s? Okay, all right. Let's keep it there then. Question number 3. What do you like to take for pack lunch?
Sandwich.
What kind of sandwich?
Ham sandwich.
Ham. Okay, all right. Question number 4. If you could paint your room, what color would it be?
Gold and blue.
Gold and blue. Why?
Because of Monster High.
Of Monster?
Monster High.
Monster High. What is that?
That's like a cartoon kind of thingy.
So it's on TV?
It's on TV and it's also on CDs.
CDs? Okay. And how did you get the idea of gold and blue? There's the...
Cleo Denel. She's my favorite character.
Okay. And her?
Favorite color is gold and blue.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Gold and blue. Question number 5. What would your father do or tell if he is busy discussing something with his friend or a visitor and you go running wanting to talk to him about something very serious?
He'll say, wait, I need to finish talking.
Okay. And after he finishes his talk, what does he do?
Then he listens to me.
Okay, all right. Question number 6. What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 9 after reading.
Okay, all right. Question number 7. If you could buy anything in the world, what would it be?
Monster Idol.
Monster High dolls, they're called. Okay, all right. Question number 8. What gift from your father do you cherish the most? Do you love the most?
Books.
Books. And what's your favorite book?
I have lots of favorite books because I read a lot.
Okay. Yeah, your dad said something like that too. You love reading. Now tell me, Gaelic, a lot of your friends outside, they don't enjoy reading as much. So do you have anything to tell them?
I think reading is fun.
Why is reading so much fun? It's just letters, they say.
Because when I read, I feel like I'm in there, in the book.
In the book, okay.
In the place of the book.
Okay, so you don't have a favorite book as such?
No.
Okay, but what kind of books do you love to read then?
I like all kind of books.
Monster High doll books?
Yeah, but I can't find them here because they only are in the US.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Then another question. A lot of the people your age and people my age too, they say they don't have enough time to read. Where do you make the time? Because you have to do your homework, right? You have to eat, you have to clean up after yourself then?
I read after I brush and I get inside the bed and I read.
Okay, so how long do you read for?
1 hour.
1 hour. Another complaint I get from that is people fall asleep while reading books. So first page and they're off dozing.
I finish the book
And then you go to sleep? Wow, okay. But don't you feel like you're sleepy there? In the middle of the book, you don't? That's very...
Sometimes I don't finish the book and my mother comes and says, it's really late, and she puts off the light.
Okay, and then you have to sleep. All right, okay. That's very good though. Reading is such a good habit. You know that, right? And you have it. So good. Question number 9. This is your second last question, all right? Which chores do you dislike the most from the following? Clearing the table, cleaning your room, or helping your parents in the kitchen, or the last option is folding your clothes.
Clearing the table.
Clearing the table after
Eating.
eating, you don't like that? Why?
Because I want to go and brush fast so I can finish my book.
It's all about the book. The whole day starts for you with the attempt to get to the book, right? Okay, that's interesting. Here's your last question, Gaelic. When do you prefer to do your homework? Right after school, before supper, or before bedtime?
Right after school.
Right after school, okay. Do you do it yourself, or is there someone helping you at home?
My father tells me to do my work.
And then you do it yourself?
No, he helps me sometimes.
Okay, all right. Does that help? Do you like it when someone helps you with your homework, or do you like to do it all by yourself?
I like it when he helps, but I don't like it that much because he scolds me and I don't know the answers.
Okay, all right. But if your dad isn't there scolding you or talking to you or teaching you, then how would you know whether you're doing something right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, Gaelic, congratulations. You've finished all the 10 questions. Good for you. And now it's time to look at the scores. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready, La?
Yes.
How do you think your father would have done?
I don't know.
Can you guess? Give me a number.
I don't know.
Just guess then. Just pick a number.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, well, let's leave it there. I don't know. And we'll take a look at the scores. Stop. What makes your daughter sad?
When she has a fallout with her friends.
When my father scolds me.
How much did your daughter score in her last maths exam?
91%.
87.
What does your daughter like to take for her pack lunch?
Rice and kewatasi.
Hantan.
If she could paint her room, what color would it be?
Gold and blue.
Gold and blue.
If you are busy discussing something with a friend or a visitor, and your daughter comes running wanting to talk to you about something very serious, what is your reaction to it?
You have to give her your attention.
Wait.
What time does she go to bed?
9 to 9:30.
9 after reading.
If you could buy your child anything in the world, what would be your child's first choice?
Monster High dolls.
Monster Idol.
Which chore does your child dislike most? From the following: clearing the table, cleaning their room, or helping you in the kitchen, or folding her clothes.
Folding your clothes.
Clearing the table.
What gift from you does your child cherish the most?
Doll houses that we make together.
Books.
When does your child prefer to do her homework? Right after school, after dinner, or before bedtime?
Before dinner, yeah.
Right after school.
So I have the score, and it is 3 out of 10. Galek, what's your reaction?
I think my father doesn't know me very well.
Oh, that's very, whoa.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true either, because you know what? There are only 10 questions, Mush, and there are so many other things your dad knows about you, right? Right? She's very suspicious right now. But okay then, Galek, let me reverse the situation. If this show is, do you know your father? And if I'd asked you all these questions, would you know?
I think I would because I know my father's favorite color and stuff.
I think your father got the favorite color part. He got it. He got the exact ones, gold and blue, he said. See? Galek, let me just remind you, I don't think you need to be disappointed in your father because he got 3 out of 10. So if it is out of 100, he got 30%, right? But there are more than 100 questions that your dad can answer about you that might not be here, right? So you have to look at it like that, all right? Are you convinced or should I talk more?
I don't know.
She's not convinced, I can tell. Let's take a look at some questions that your dad wasn't able to answer correctly. What makes your daughter sad? Your dad said when you don't get along with your friends or when there's a fight with your friends, fall out we call it, you're not happy as such.
Yeah, and sometimes I cry because my friends are really mean to me.
Oh, so you see, your dad noticed that and he was able to come up with that answer. But you said when your dad scolds you. But now, which one is more true? Tell me. You get the option.
Both.
Both? But which one makes you really sad?
My friends.
See? See, your dad knows you better than you do. Right? Sometimes it really happens like that, huh?
Yeah.
Right? Then the second question, how much did your daughter score? Your dad said he was very positive about you. He said 91%.
I didn't score that in the maths, though. It was in English.
Okay, so he remembered the score though. Question number 3 was, what does your daughter like to take for her pack lunch? Your dad said you like rice and kewa. Kewa tatsi.
I like sandwiches.
Okay, she's going to stick with hers, sandwiches. All right. Then for question number 5, about the situation, if you were talking with your friend or a visitor and she came running to you about something, you said you would at least, the first thing you would do was listen to her. But she said the first thing you would do was ask her to wait.
Because he does that sometimes.
He does that sometimes, okay. But sometimes it is really urgent to finish a conversation with someone you've already started the conversation with, right? Right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Well, while you wait, it teaches you how to be patient. You know patience, right? So do you think it's important to be patient?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's not really important right
Yeah,
now.
because I feel really bored.
Yes, that is true. I get bored too. I really can't wait on anything. But it is an etiquette that I think everybody as human beings should have, right? Question number 8 was, what gift from you, from your father, made you the happiest, or what gift from your father you cherish the most? And you said books, but your father said a dollhouse that you built together from cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I like books also. And yeah, it was fun making the house.
It was fun and you love it.
Yeah.
But you just, it didn't occur to you. You just thought of books because you really love reading. Okay. Your dad said you really don't like folding your clothes. But maybe you've grown to like it because for the allowance. Is it? Yeah. And he said you don't like cleaning the table, right?
Yeah.
The last question. Your dad said you would rather do your homework before dinner, but you said right after school.
Yeah, because sometimes right after school, my father's not there, so maybe he said that's why before dinner.
Oh, okay. When he's there, you do it right before dinner.
Yeah,
But
because sometimes he comes late.
okay, all right, great. Well, Gaelic, please don't be disheartened. 3 is an excellent score, I think. Okay? You didn't get 0.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have a very tough.
but 30% doesn't pass the exam.
That's true. He gives you a tough time with your results, right? Yeah. So.
I have failed, not you.
Yeah.
So I
So.
couldn't answer the thing, no?
Yeah.
So it's not you, it's my mark, my grade. Okay. You stick with your 90%, it's 30% I'll take.
You got 10 out of 10. That's your score. Okay.
The scolding part, I think we have to be careful on that, because if they feel hurt, you have to. Because sometimes I think when they are careless and makes a lot of mistakes, especially I think this was specifically to, if I remember correctly, the last maths and DZONGKHA, where she lost 10 points each, just because of very, very simple and careless mistake. So I think you have to understand they're just a child. So you have to tell them maybe over and over again, look, you have missed out and you have to do better. So I think that's something that you need to. But as she later clarified, I think the friend part is the most concerning part. I really feel for her when she sort of has a follow-up from a friend. That really
Yes.
makes her sad.
Yes.
And but that doesn't justify any parent, being upset when their kids don't do well in exam.
Yes. Yes. Now your dad says he's gonna lessen the scolding part. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that? What do you have to say to that?
I feel happy
You-
because now I won't have to listen to any scolding.
He's not promising anything. He said he'll try.
That's if you don't make careless mistakes.
Okay, now let's go to our last segment, which is the letter segment, which we call With Love, all right?
My dear Galek, Appa is writing to you to say how much I love you. I have all my hopes and aspirations on you, for you to be the best student in the school and to at least get a doctorate in engineer degree, even if you decide to pursue a supermodel career later in life. It always keeps reminding me on that. On my part, I'll always be there for you. We will study together, build your doll houses and our dreams together. So you see, I'm still trying to learn how to be a good father after all these years. Above all, I still want you to remain the 8-year-old forever. So what I'm saying is that I need you more than you need me. So I hope my 8-year-old Galek will be there for me forever. With love.
Gaelic, what do you have to say to your dad?
I didn't understand some words.
Okay, it wasn't the pace. I think it was just some of the words. But you know what? After you finish reading your letter, you can maybe ask what your dad wrote in his, okay?
Yeah.
If you didn't understand any of the particular words. Please go ahead, read yours.
Dear Appa, I'm sorry that I was careless in my maths and DZONGKHA exam. I don't like it when you scold me. I like you because you listen to me and sometimes you buy me dolls. Sometimes I don't understand what you say because you use big words. I will help you and Mommy by becoming supermodel/doctor, and I will look after you all. You don't buy me too many dolls. Love, Gaelic.
Thank you.
The last one's a demander. You don't buy too many dolls. This is just a third party making a comment here. I feel like you guys, at least the two of you, communicate a lot because as soon as you started reading the letter, she started saying something about she doesn't understand the words.
Yeah.
And then she wrote it in her letter. She wrote about the Monster High dolls. And can I take a look at the letter? I can totally hear and see that constant communication does happen because the scolding part came up, math and DZONGKHA exam came up, and you mentioned it the previous time, and now she's mentioning it. So it is really good to see that there information is flowing. Am I using big words too? Not really.
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda. Okay. You stop me if I'm using big words, all right? I think the part you didn't understand about your dad's letter was the burden part. It means too much pressure.
Yeah.
Your dad has big hopes from you, right? He wants you to be a
Engineer.
engineer, all right. And you want to be a
Supermodel.
come on, your face needs to light up like a model when you say supermodel. Come on.
I'm a supermodel.
Supermodel. All right, okay. That expectation from you, my daughter's going to be an engineer, that he thinks is a little too burdensome, right? It's a little too, right? That face you make, that engineer, that. All right? Well, with this, the last part, which doesn't really concern the father as much as you, is the gift part. This is from, do you want to read it out, please?
Titan.
Titan. Do you know what Titan is? No? Okay, you'll find out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is for being such a great guest here.
Wow.
Look at that. Hey.
Thank you.
Effective parenting helps in promoting good emotional and physical health in children. Unlike kids who have not been brought up under their parents' kind and gentle care, the children who have been brought up with good parental care are in better position to protect themselves. The best advantage of excellent parenting is that it optimizes a child's potential, wherein the child grows up and becomes a productive member of the society and country. Come back next week, and if you'd like to be a part of this show, or if you have any suggestions or feedback, please mail us at parenting@bbs.bt. Bye-bye and see you soon.